message from TPDCo.
Wood fire cooking, Anansi stories, and the pulsating rhythm of our sounds all resemble the Jamaica we know and love. This is why TPDCo places emphasis on community tourism development. With its unique offerings and potential to generate income for local communities, this type of tourism invites you to get up close and personal and experience the magic of Jamaica. To learn more about community tourism, visit www.tpdco.org or call 968-3441. The Tourism Product Development Company Limited has the mandate to develop and maintain Jamaica's tourism product. With a team of driven professionals across 5 locations, this world-class agency of the Ministry of Tourism continues to contribute to the growing tourism industry and enhance the visitor experience, thereby improving the well-being of Jamaicans. For more information, visit www.tpdco.org. TPDCo, enhancing and developing Jamaica's tourism product.
Jamaicans, let us unite and treat our visitors right. Show them our beautiful Jamaican vibes. Create hospitality when them arrive. Greet them with a warm, warm Jamaican smile. Teach them how to swag with culture and style. Help them to get around, but to give them space to mix and mingle all over the place. Talk and laugh and dance with them. That will make them come back again. Come on, Team Jamaica. Go make me do it, Team Jamaica. Come on, Team Jamaica. Treat our visitors right. They are our friends.
A message from TPDCo.
Wood fire cooking, Anansi stories, and the pulsating rhythm of our sounds all resemble the Jamaica we know and love. This is why TPDCo places emphasis on community tourism development. With its unique offerings and potential to generate income for local communities, this type of tourism invites you to get up close and personal and experience the magic of Jamaica. To learn more about community tourism, visit www.tpdco.org or call 968-3441. The Tourism Product Development Company Limited has the mandate to develop and maintain Jamaica's tourism product. With a team of driven professionals across 5 locations, this world-class agency of the Ministry of Tourism continues to contribute to the growing tourism industry and enhance the visitor experience, thereby improving the well-being of Jamaicans. For more information, visit www.tpdco.org. TPDCo, enhancing and developing Jamaica's tourism product. Honorable Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism, Mr. Stephen Edwards, Acting Executive Director of the Tourism Product Development Company Limited, our distinguished presenters, teachers, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am so excited to be here with you today. I want to welcome you to our Tourism Youth Expo and Career Fair 2021. Normally we would be in a resort area, we'd have an opportunity to meet and greet, to wrap and to get to know each other a little bit better. But COVID-19 has put paid to that. But it's not stopping us. We are resilient, and so today we are coming to you virtually. We're on our TPDCo YouTube platform as well as GIS Facebook, and of course you are joining us today via Zoom. We are so excited and happy to have you. This is our first ever virtual Tourism Youth Expo and Career Fair, and I'm really glad you took the time to join us. You know, this is all for you, right? It is being done especially for you. We also know that there is much anxiety, there is much uncertainty about the future, but we'll get through this. And we must be prepared for what lies ahead. Many organizations and individuals have pivoted and they're changing the way they do business. According to a study which was conducted recently, in February actually, on the future of work after COVID-19, this was done by the McKinsey Global Institute. The COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated existing trends, remote work, e-commerce, and of course automation, with up to 25% more workers than previously estimated, potentially needing to switch occupations. We cannot ignore this. And so even as we discuss careers in tourism today, I urge you to consider some of those findings that may be applicable to you. Now, TPDCo, that's the Tourism Product Development Company Limited, was established in 1996. It's an agency of the Ministry of Tourism and has the responsibility for the enhancement and the development of the tourism product. We work with other agencies in the ministry, the Jamaica Tourist Board, JAMVAC, the Tourism Enhancement Fund, and our job is to ensure that tourism is inclusive and that our residents get the optimal benefit from this industry. This morning we begin by inviting God's presence, and to do so on the virtual space is Sandra Barnett, one of our administrative assistants right here at TPDCo. Over to you, Sandra.
Good morning, everyone. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, even though the earth be removed. Psalms 46, verses 1 and 2. For all of us, the past few months have been very, very unique, particularly with the advent of COVID-19. In addition to all the other troubles and trials we're facing. For some of us, COVID-19 has meant feelings of anxiety, fear, uncertainty, and for others, this virus has brought economic worries, job instability, loss of income. Has significantly impacted all our plans, our travel plans, our wedding plans, our work plans, and our school plans. For many of you here at the Expo, you can relate. For some of us, health challenges and loss of loved ones are huge realities of the coronavirus, which affect not only our livelihoods, but our very mental health. So what does Psalm 46 verse 1 and 2 say about this global crisis? Well, in Psalm 46 verse 1, God is described as our refuge. And the Merriam-Webster dictionary defines refuge as one, a place of protection, shelter from danger or distress, a place that provides shelter. Or two, something to which one has recourse in difficulty. So with that understanding, it causes us to stop and think about what it means to live as if God is our refuge. Living as if God is our refuge does not mean just throwing up a prayer from time to time. What it means is that we have to realize that it is about our lived reality, the way we live our lives before God and among and with each other every day. Therefore, we would come to understand that if God is our refuge, It means that we have to be grounded in Him. We have to turn to Him for strength. We have to seek security and protection in Him, and we have to trust Him. So in spite of all that is happening, God is saying to us, fear not. I am with you. I am your refuge and strength. And I have provided avenues, persons such as this Expo platform that can help you in dealing with your challenges. Fear not. The Lord Almighty is with us. He is our refuge and strength. Let us pray. Loving Father, we come before you this morning to give you thanks. We continue to hear you call us not to be afraid. Thank you for that assurance. We thank you, Lord God, for all of us here on this platform, especially our youth this morning. We thank you for TPDCo for staging this expo, and we pray that you will help us to learn and to receive all that is in store for us. Prepare our hearts now, and we give you thanks in Jesus' name. Amen.
And amen. Thank you so much, Sandra, for inviting God's presence and for blessing us this morning. Now, a few housekeeping matters before we get into the nitty-gritty. Remember to keep your microphone muted. If possible, we invite you to keep your videos on so that our presenters can see and feel your presence. Trust me, it helps in the virtual space. But it must be background friendly. Please feel free to use the reactions and the chat room to share with us. And when the time comes for question and answers, because we will have that and we'll also have some goodies for giveaways later, we will also take those questions and answers via the chat room unless I indicate otherwise. So let's get this Career Fair, Expo and Career Fair 2021 started. By the way, I'm Marlene Stevenson-Daly, Corporate Communications and Community Awareness Coordinator here at TPDCo and your host for today's program. So we begin this morning with our Executive Director of the Tourism Product Development Company Limited, Mr. Stephen Edwards, a professional engineer with a passion for education and service to others. He comes now to bring his greetings.
Good morning. Good morning, teachers, students, and presenters. Let me first extend a hearty welcome to you all for responding to our invitation to participate in this virtual tourism youth expo and career fair. This is not the first time that we're hosting such an event, but it is the first time that we're embracing technology and having a virtual encounter which allows for greater and wider participation and good use of time. Today we commence the session under a crucial theme, tourism in the new normal, the gateway to success. This is rather fitting as we navigate stormy seas and uncertain times brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. You have joined us from many institutions across the island, and your willingness to participate is commendable. Over the next 2 hours, you'll get an opportunity to immerse yourself in information about many of the myriad of careers that are part of this vital sector. At the Tourism Product Development Company, we place great emphasis on knowledge and attitudes. As such, we've created many training and skills programs for those who wish to propel their tourism careers, as well for those who are striving for personal growth. We have also partnered with many organizations and individuals to ensure that the knowledge is diverse, relevant, and accessible. As such, we have managed to reach thousands of persons each year. Most of you have joined because you have an interest in tourism. And today, as we explore many areas including tourism marketing, cruise tourism, the accommodation sector, training, and more, I'd like to implore you to open your minds to countless possibilities. The tourism sector pulls from many other sectors, and I guarantee you that whichever skills you hold will always be useful to the industry. In this organization, we are blessed with numerous skill sets and professionals who continue to contribute to the success of the sector. Think big, as your input is useful to us. At TPDCo, we are guided by the mandate to improve the quality of life for all Jamaicans. And as future movers and shakers, you're crucial to the growth of this country. As we grapple with the changes that are taking place globally, We expect that some from among you will become the innovators and the visionaries of our future. We encourage you to absorb all that you will learn, to apply the knowledge gained, and most of all, to enjoy yourself while learning. Thank you once again for participating, and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen Edwards, our Acting Executive Director at TPDCo. Delighted you could join us. And you heard the theme, Tourism in the New Normal, the gateway to success. We are fortunate to have a minister that is not only tenacious, but caring. He has won many accolades globally, too many to mention. He's a visionary and a transformational leader who is resilient and committed to seeing us through these difficult times. Help me to welcome to the virtual lectern, Honorable Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism.
My special regards to our leadership from the TPDCo and the staff and students of the various schools across the country participating in this very important launch. As Minister, I'm excited about the prospects of enabling more and more of our students to become acquainted with the key elements of tourism that is driving the economy of Jamaica and is creating the base for their future life. Let me begin by saying that we are indeed in a new normal, an unprecedented time, which calls for bold action, courage, and hope. A time where the strong survives. Indeed, part of our strength will come from our preparation to meet the times head on. And so, I'm quite pleased that you have joined this virtual Expo and career fair. I, along with members of the TPDCo and the tourism sector overall, get an opportunity to rap with you about careers, some of which are evolving, and your possible future. Tourism is resilient and will bounce back. We must be prepared to catch the wave when it rebounds and share as a nation in its benefits. I am happy to be able to speak to all viewers, students, and teachers, and to extend my welcome to our partners and other participants. Under the theme, Tourism in the New Normal, the Gateway to Success, this is a timely conversation which will reassure you that all is not lost. Despite the challenges, we would like you to know that the sector is still open and your future is safe. These times have allowed us to put on our creative hats to ensure that those who wish to have a tourism-focused career can proceed in bigger and better ways. Currently, our local tourism sector employs close to 170,000 persons in various areas and generates over 200,000 indirect jobs. You are the bright young individuals who will one day join those numbers and will impact the nation in a positive way. It is therefore our duty to arm you with the necessary information and skills. I applaud the Tourism Product Development Company for their determination to mold our young minds through this important activity. We are used to physical interaction and face-to-face conversations, but as we adjust, let me remind you that one of the greatest skills is to be able to adapt. I would like to encourage you to pay keen attention, be engaged, and open to the knowledge you are about to receive. We create these activities because we care. We went the extra mile to find the experienced practitioners and the stalwarts to ensure that you receive accurate and adequate information. I am sure you have heard the term, education is the key to success. This phrase will never grow old or useless. And let me remind you that the first step to growth begins with you. Keep on the steady path, regardless of the obstacles and distractions. Put the knowledge to good use. And as you prepare for a prosperous future, remember that your achievements will be determined by your willingness to learn and your commitment to go the extra mile. I'm happy that you have decided to join us, and your participation highlights your thirst for knowledge and your ambitious nature. Have a wonderful session, and all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, Minister Bartlett. We appreciate your steadfastness and your hard work. Now, our first presenter is a certified hospitality trainer and certified quality assurance manager. He's currently the training and development manager at the prestigious Half Moon Hotel in Montego Bay. He copped a double whammy in 2018. The Tourism Service Excellence National Champion Award in the individual category, and the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association Manager of the Year Award. Our speaker was recently awarded the 2020 Governor General's Achievement Award for St. James. He's a part-time lecturer at the Northern Caribbean University and an adjunct lecturer at the Montego Bay Community College. And you know, I could tell you so much more about him, but just add to his list of accolades, author, since he only recently published his first book entitled Rejected, Redirected for Purpose, Unearthing the Hidden Gems of Life. He kicks off this morning with careers in the accommodations subsector. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome to the virtual lectern. Let's see some hands clapping, some feet stomping for Mr. Conroy Thompson.
Yay! Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? All right, I see the chat already lighting up. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for welcoming me to this forum this year. Last year we did it in person, but nevertheless, we're going to make it as engaging as possible. Now, my brief presentation is on the accommodation sector. All right. And as far back as many, hundreds of years ago, the accommodation in the tourism sector have been around from the Bible days, they would say. You talk about the little inns, those are hotels, right? But they're small. Fast forward to now, we're looking at very large properties with thousands of rooms and a lot of facilities on these rooms. In order for the best service to be delivered, we must have people. So the empty shell cannot serve the clients. The clients don't travel to Jamaica to see all the pretty marbles that we have in our hotels. They travel to Jamaica to interact with our clients, with our staff members. So I'm going to start with the front of house. The first, apart from the security, which is a part of the welcoming team to any property, you will have the bellman. Now, they set the tone for your stay when you go to a hotel. If you're traveling with children, if you're traveling with a lot of luggage, you do not want to be boggled down with all of that. The bellmen are the persons who help you to get from the car or the bus to the front desk. And of course, store your luggage securely so that they can bring it to the rooms. We have on the front office as well areas like the front office agents, the concierge, night auditing, telephone operators, evening duty managers, reservations agents, front office supervisors, front office managers, director of guest services, rooms divisions managers. You are hearing a slew of areas that you can tap into as you look at the accommodation industry. What if the front office is not for you? The front office was never for me. It was something else that I liked to do. So we have housekeeping. Now, a lot of persons feel that, oh, I wouldn't want to be a housekeeper. Did you know that the housekeeping, especially the room attendants, are more engaged with the clients? They know so much about these clients. They know more about the clients than anybody else, a matter of fact, on that property. They know if the clients, they know if the clients showered this morning, yes or no, because of course they're the ones cleaning the bathrooms. They're the ones looking at the different aspects of the room. They know if the clients are neat or tidy, or untidy. So housekeeping department is very, very important. So the room attendants, the client must always arrive at a room, and this is something that we always say, especially in the luxury area. Regardless if somebody just checked out of that room, when the client arrive at that room, that client, they must feel as if they are the first one to ever stay in that room. That is how you give that level of service. So you have room attendants, you have turn down service attendants, and turn down service are that little extra touch that you will give your clients if they're here for, especially for business, or they're here for honeymoon. You go into the room, you put a nice little chocolate or something nice keepsake for them on the pillow. They go out for dinner, they come back and they see that. You have the housekeeping clerks. Those are the persons in the offices who would take the call. There are some requests that clients would make. They need extra pillows. They need extra towels. They need an iron. Whatever it is, the housekeeping clerks would deal with that. Then you have the public area attendants. Public area, just as how the rooms are important, the public space must be clean as well. No one wants to travel to a property where outside is dirty. They don't want to step outside of the lobby and then it's not well kept. You have laundry attendants as well. You have the laundry managers as well as the executive housekeeper. The executive housekeeper is the manager for the housekeeping department. And more properties than not, the executive housekeeper would also be in charge of laundry. We then move to food and beverage, which is an area that, again, this is one component that is extremely important when it comes to the accommodation industry. The food and beverage at a particular property will make or break the client's stay, right? So clients expect the best flavor when they order food. They expect that the correct temperature of the food is maintained. So if you order something that is supposed to be hot, when you get it, you expect it to be hot. If you expect something to be cold, you do the same thing. But throughout all of that experience now, the team members are who drive that experience. So we have like the cocktail waitresses, food servers, the bussers, the hostesses, and the hostesses are persons who welcome the clients to maybe like a specialty restaurant or to a space to have dining. Pool and beach butlers, these are persons who float around the pools, the beaches, to ensure that the clients are taken care of. If they want water, if they need to order juice, if they need a sandwich, or they need jerk chicken, they would take care of that. And then under the food and beverage department as well, we have like the banquets. Banquet servers are persons who serve like the special functions. So if you go to a hotel and you're there for a wedding, more than likely you would be interfacing with the banquet servers. We also have room service, or at Half Moon we do in-room dining, where we kind of create the atmosphere of a restaurant inside of the room. So you have the room service, you have the order taker, the persons who take the order. Okay, I need 2 patties and 2 cocoa bread. Or you have the maitre d' who is in charge of the actual restaurant. We have wine sommelier. Those are persons who know they are the expert in wines. So they know what wine works with what food. So you can ask the recommendation. Okay, I'm having a strip of sirloin tonight. What can I have with this? And then the sommelier will give you recommendations. Then, of course, we have our restaurant managers and our banquet managers. When we move away from food and beverage, you also talk about now what is there to do on property. What are the activities that the property holds or hosts for these clients? Because nobody wants us, especially if they are not the type of clients who will be traveling off property, especially now during this time as well. You need those activity persons. So we have a kids club coordinator, we have a kids club supervisor, kids club managers. You look at tennis pros who do different tennis clinics and lessons with the clients. You have activities coordinators that does anything ranging from the goat racing contest to if they're having pool volleyball, that type of thing. And then you have the golf pro if you have a golf course there. So far we have looked at a few divisions. I call them divisions of a resort. Have you noticed anything yet that you would like to do? We also have the maintenance team now. The maintenance team, like your gardeners, the landscapers, the electricians, the AC technicians, painters, interior designers, carpenters, mechanics, all of these individuals ensure that the aesthetic of the property is also well taken care of, along with housekeeping. You want to ensure that if there's paint stripping, your property is in good upkeep condition. You have carpenters who, maybe, well, for us here at Half Moon, most of our internal furniture is built on property. We have an entire department that is in charge of that, and we call them interior decor and design. So from the tables, the chairs, the drapes, whatever it is, we make sure that we build it here on property to ensure that the quality that we want for our clients is the quality that we get. All right. You can also look at another area now that I'm in, like training, HR. If you're leaning towards a more administrative side of the accommodations industry, you're looking at admin assistants, our different secretaries for different departments. You're looking at a staff events coordinator who coordinates everything from employee of the month for the staff, employee of the year, anything to do with the staff related activities. HR administrators that deals with the benefits of the team, liaise with maybe an insurance agency that does staff insurance. Director of HR, payroll analyst, all falls under the HR and training areas. We also have now and I know that someone will be touching on the marketing aspect, but on property, we also have sales. We must be able to sell whatever it is that we have on property so that persons will know about our property and want to come. So we have sales coordinators who deal with maybe the event side of things. They sell the events, the wedding planners, because of course there is no destination like Jamaica when it comes to weddings. We have the groups managers who takes care of the groups, deal with the fine details of having whatever it is that the client would want to portray for their group. The group managers deal with that. Then we have in charge of all of that now a director of sales, and of course a brand and communications manager. We also know from the back end have to look at how we do certain controls. So the accounting and IT department deals with, for example, the receivables, the payables clerk, financial controller, because we need to make sure that the balance is right there. So we're not just spending, but who is controlling all of that? We also have cost controllers, purchasing managers, credit manager, director of finance, IT administrator, and web developer. Especially now during COVID, you will find a lot of web development opportunities happening, a lot of content creation persons, and that it goes on the marketing, but then they have to tie in to the whole aspect of IT. And then we look at the executives. The executives are persons like the general manager, the rooms division manager, the asset manager, if you have one for the property, safety and security director, I know somebody will be touching on spa and the culinary aspect, so I won't get into that aspect of it. So those are some of the areas that you find when you go into the accommodation areas for employment. Understand that when you enter this industry, you are entering in this industry as an ambassador, period. Because any little thing that is done on property, especially with the internet age, it goes viral so fast. So, for example, now where we have our safety protocols in place, wearing the mask, etc., it has to be done throughout the property. So when you're thinking about hotel, don't think about it to say, or to work in the industry or in the accommodation sector, don't think about it as only, oh, I'm going to work to make some money for me. Understand that everything that we do, it affects the industry, or don't do, right? So the best service that you can give off the best service that you can give. Ensure that you don't only meet the expectation, but you exceed the expectation. Our motto here, with quality in mind, do it right every time. That means every single time that we're going to be doing something, we pause if we have to. We think about the best possible way that we're going to do it so that the clients can have an elevated experience, and one that will, when they leave the shores, they can always say, there's nowhere else like Jamaica, because this is what the experience has been like every time. And my dream is that every property get to that level where it is no longer about a property, but the destination, because that builds our brand through and through. So I'll leave you with this. Jamaica is more than sun, sea, and sand. The most important resources are our people. And the spirit of hospitality, it runs very, 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 very deep within our veins. This is not something that we put on. It is not anything that we fake. It is something that we just do. And as we do it, we sharpen our skills, and that's where training and development comes in. You sharpen the skills of what you already know and elevate it to another level where we are now world class. Jamaica is a world class destination. There's no doubt where that is concerned. But always, always, always for us to get to that level where we are competing with anywhere in the world at the very highest level. I saw a message here.
Questions?
What qualifications do you need for guest services manager? Now, if you have an hospitality degree, that is something that you can use. But I always say as well, use or find those certification courses that are specific to the area that you're going to do. So for example, American Hotel and Lodging Institute, they offer a wide array of certification courses. So they have the guest services certification there as well. So that is something that you can look at if you want to head into that direction.
I want to come in here, Conroy, just to say that we will be hearing from Shelley Ann Whiteley Clark later on, and she will talk a little bit about some of these professional certifications through the institutions that you mentioned. But I think we had another question earlier on asking if there were any job opportunities at the Half Moon Hotel.
Oh, I did not see that. I'm so sorry.
And now is the time. If you have a question for Conroy, we can only take maybe about 2 based on our tight time frame. But put it in the chat and we will try to get those questions answered for you as we move straight through this program this morning.
Okay. I know that some properties have, job opportunities now, but it is specific, as I mentioned, based on where the trend is going. So a lot of trend right now is towards the content creation, the app development, because as we embrace the whole new norm, we have to now pivot and make sure that we are getting all of the content that we need to get, that we would have done through maybe traditional marketing. We have to now do it on a different level, as well as the communication with clients on property. So a lot of properties now launched their app. Some of them had it in the pipeline for years, but again, COVID just fast forward a lot of things. So that's something that you can always look at for now job opportunities.
If there are no, do we have any more questions? We have just a minute to go before we wrap up this segment. We did promise you a jam-packed day and lots of information coming at you, coming quite fast. Any more questions? This is your last opportunity to ask those questions of Conroy, who is quite a dynamic and really hard-working member of Team Jamaica. And we're very proud of Conroy. He is our 2018 recipient of the Tourism Service Excellence Award, which is given by TPDCo, the Ministry of Tourism, and he has been a wonderful ambassador for that program as well. Any questions, Oshin? All right, so you see you've been crystal clear. I just see a number of comments coming up saying
what about persons with a hotel
presentation
management degrees, but little to no experience? What can we put forward to be hired? Okay, that's a very good question, and this is something that I even pass on to my students. You see, sometimes you will not find the opportunity that you're looking for immediately.
Conroy, can you ask the question again? Just ask the question
Sure.
for the benefit of...
What about persons with the hotel management degrees but little to no experience? What can we put forward to be hired?
Okay.
There are internship programs that you can look at, and I'm using that platform first, because oftentimes we do not do any volunteer work, and not knowing that when you do that, you can add that to your resume. A lot of persons that I know, especially persons who have worked with me, just came on as volunteers, or they came on as unpaid internship. And because of how well they executed their duties, when that period was supposed to be over, they were hired. They were hired once there were opportunities there to be hired or recommended to other properties. So look at trying to put yourself in that position where you can try to get an internship at a property or to do some volunteer work. That would work for you as well.
Right. Thank you so much, Conroy. It has been a pleasure having you this morning.
Thank you.
We wish you many, many blessings.
Thank
and
you
of course,
so much.
all the best with the brand new book, which is out.
Yes,
God bless
yes,
you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. Hearing there a little bit about the accommodations subsector and the jobs that are available, the careers that are available in that area. I believe we have some giveaways. We have a number of goodie bags, our Spruce Up Jamaica goodie bags with all kinds of little things. And we're going to just ask a quick question or two, and we'll do this throughout the program. Put the answers in the chat, and the first correct answer will receive a prize. All right? So your first question is, in which parish in Jamaica did tourism start? In which parish in Jamaica did tourism start? Win yourself a goodie bag with all kinds of little niceties in here. And we will take the answers in the chat, and we press on. All right, our next presenter is a veteran marketing communications professional with over 20 years of product campaign and strategy development, as well as digital media execution. She has several years of international marketing management experience at senior management levels. Before joining the JTB, Mrs. Camille Glenister served as regional senior manager at Scotiabank with responsibility for international banking within the Caribbean region. While there, she led the regional marketing team in the development, implementation, and execution of a variety of comprehensive, integrated, multi-channel mass marketing and digital campaigns, which support growth and loyalty objectives, spanning over 19 products in 17 countries. She also led the development and the deployment of the company's digital adoption marketing strategy. As an experienced digital marketer, she plays a key role in the aggressive push to position the destination, that's Destination Jamaica brand, in the highly globalized and technology-driven world in which we operate. She's a graduate of the University of the West Indies with an MBA in General Management, specializing in marketing and international business management, digital marketing from Harvard University. Help me to welcome the Deputy Director of Tourism Marketing, Mrs. Camille Glenister, as she looks at tourism marketing. Mrs. Glenister, good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning, Marlene. How are you? I can see
well.
you well.
I am well. I am well.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I do appreciate any opportunity to share with the young people about careers in marketing and especially tourism marketing. I want to talk a little bit about the Jamaica Tourist Board, but before I do so, I'd like to greet my colleagues from the industry and a special good morning to the administrators, teachers, and students that are among us today. So I'm sure that all the students did their research and they can all tell us in the chat the role of the Jamaica Tourist Board. But I will go ahead and share a brief description of the Jamaica Tourist Board and the work that we do to promote Destination Jamaica. Maybe there will be a prize for you. Don't know if Marlene has extras. So the Jamaica Tourist Board is responsible for global tourism marketing and promotion of Destination Jamaica. So what that means is we're headquartered here in Kingston, Jamaica. We have an office in Montego Bay, and we do central development of marketing and public relations strategies, and then take that to the entire world. We distribute our messages through our regional offices in the United States, in the UK, and Canada, also in Europe, and some emerging markets that we're exploring. So essentially what we do is that we continue to do the fundamentals of marketing, which is to identify the consumer groups that closely align and match with the offerings of Destination Jamaica. We simply target and attract potential visitors to come join us here in Jamaica and enjoy all that we have to offer. Additionally, we cultivate new relationships with travel partners. Without airlift, then tourism and travel would not survive. So we do have a group within the Jamaica Tourist Board that focuses on engendering those relationships with our travel partners, disseminating timely and useful marketing information via those partnerships and through our offices and travel partners worldwide. Our mandate at the JTB is to promote Destination Jamaica as a preferred travel destination through our integrated marketing and public relations activities. So I'll describe briefly some of the strategies and tactics that we use in the JTB marketing campaigns. And of course, there are lots of opportunities here at the JTB for tourism marketing. We hinge all our work on strategic marketing. As you know, we're a government entity, the promotional arm of the Ministry of Tourism. Our dollars are limited, and so we have to be strategic in planning and executing our budgets. So we develop and implement global strategic positioning campaigns that we can develop here in Kingston through collaboration with our agency, our advertising agencies called Beautiful Destinations. They are located in New York City. We work very closely with them to develop our marketing and communications plan. Some of the elements of that plan that works really well in optimizing our dollars include hosting journalists on the island. That's a very active plan for the JTB, and that includes our media relations officers, talking about careers now. And these guys, they look like they're having a lot of fun, and they do, but they do work very hard in hosting these groups of journalists from Forbes, Travel and Leisure, you name it. We position Destination Jamaica in all the premier publications worldwide through the work that the team here does with our PR agency. When we host these journalists, we tend to focus on a theme. So whether it's music, food, adventure, wellness, just to name a few. And so, you know, brand Destination Jamaica is known for its soulfulness, vibrancy. And I think I heard the previous speaker, Conroy, mention the people, because that's what really differentiates us from other destinations. If we're talking about sun and sea and sand, that's a Caribbean commodity. However, the positioning of our soulfulness, our vibrancy, and our hospitality is unmatched. And we pride ourselves on that. And we look forward to the future, you guys, continuing that legacy. We also sponsor a number of events on the ground in the destination, events that would normally bring visitors to the destination. So pre-COVID times, we're primary sponsors or presenting sponsors, main sponsors, to use another term, for events such as Reggae Sumfest, Jamaica Food and Drink Festival, and of course, recently we were presenting sponsors for Reggae Month. So you've been following the activities of Reggae Month online, then you would have seen Destination Jamaica as a main sponsor. And something that's coming up in a few days is the Jamaica Jazz and Blue Festival, the return of the Jamaica Jazz and Blue Festival. Most of you here would be too young to remember it, but you should look out for the upcoming festival. It's expected to be very exciting. We also work on the production of short online programs that was mentioned previously too, because with the pandemic coming on in the middle of March last year, we had to halt our regular advertising campaign as we knew that persons would not be able to travel to the destination during a lockdown. So we did produce lots of online content, such as our coffee series and Escape to Jamaica digital activation with live parties with DJ Delano, etc. Just providing that opportunity for our visitors and our followers in the digital space to continue to enjoy the destination, to see that we're still here and we're waiting for them to return. So when you get a chance, do check out Escape to Jamaica or Coffee Content Series for those of you who are interested in the culinary side of things. We also developed several short series on the destination. So that we developed a walking tour of Portland, Montego Bay, even Kingston. And so that gave our potential visitors an opportunity to see from a first-person point of view what was happening in the destination and some of the tours that they could enjoy once travel resumed. One of the active and very critical tactics that we use these days is the hosting of online influencers. And I'm sure everyone here is familiar with influencers and the way they work. So we know we have to be very careful with influencers because the advent of social media, celebrities, it does come with a lot of challenges that happen in the background. However, there are lots of benefits. And we know that if we leverage positive influencers to showcase the destination, then that actually helps us with our advertising effort. And it is a bit more affordable compared to mainstream TV advertising. All right, so more recently, we were forced to undertake mainly virtual activations, but what that has led to is significant increase in our online community. And a very recent role that came up during the pandemic is web community management and moderation. So we were able to identify and appoint a group of 6 young persons to take on the role of responding to questions on our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all our online channels, getting into Visit Jamaica and promoting the content that we developed during the lockdown period. So that's a brand new career path here at the Jamaica Tourist Board. And we are a full service organization with a finance department, with an administrative department. So there are many more careers. But getting back to what are the opportunities in marketing, tourism marketing specifically here at the Jamaica Tourist Board, we do have several opportunities that are traditional as well as non-traditional. So we have digital marketing specialists, officers, and managers, social media managers, digital campaign managers, digital content developers, digital writers as well. It is more critical now than ever to ensure that we constantly engage with our audiences online. During the time when we were not able to promote during the lockdown, and even until now, we're not fully engaged with our sales activation on the ground in the marketplace. We have had to remain relevant, which is why I'm placing so much emphasis on those digitally related tasks. However, we do have other opportunities that are traditional, such as the media relations officers that I mentioned earlier. Business development officers are very critical because the marketing team might be the most efficient at developing content, messages, and pushing those out through traditional marketing channels. However, the sales activation, and I know someone is going to talk about sales in particular, where marketing meets sales is very critical to the success of our business. And so business development officers, that's also a role here at the Jamaica Tourist Board. And that's an opportunity to work here, whether through our Montego Bay regional office or even overseas in any of our regional offices, to ensure that we convert the awareness and the messages that marketing puts out to actual sales, working with travel agents and tour operators, etc., to ensure that the booking does take place for destination Jamaica and the visitors come and enjoy our destination. Travel consultancy is also a consideration, a role that is related to marketing, does rely very heavily on getting those marketing messages out and getting them understood and ensuring that the right audiences receive these messages, because we can put out as many messages as we would like, but if we're not targeting and positioning our messages where our audiences reside, then we're missing the mark. And of course, PR and communications officers and managers, if you like to write, if you have a particular skill in developing speeches or making a connection with the media, then there are opportunities here for you as well. So I'm going to wrap up. I know my time is short, so I'm coming to the end now, and I'll take questions as allowed. How should you prepare yourself for a career in tourism marketing and tourism in general? Of course, we have to get back to the basics. You must get your basic subjects, math, English, etc., completed. Of course, information technology is a prerequisite for just about every industry now. Satisfactory completion of a certificate course in tourism or hospitality management or vocational areas for entry-level positions. If you're looking for a higher level position, then a degree in tourism, hospitality management, communications, marketing, digital marketing, or any related field would be required. It's very important to pay attention to your languages as well. Spanish, French, and any other language. If you are so inclined, then do not leave those skills behind. They make you way more marketable in the tourism sector. And of course, this is the last thing I'll mention, but it's really the most important, your attitude. Your attitude is extremely important. Like I said, we are known for being a very hospitable set of people. And so that must be a consistent part of the experience when our visitors do come to Destination Jamaica. So continue to employ that attitude of positivity and train for aptitude. Do not be afraid of identifying the gaps in your skills and getting the requisite training. And I'm sure training will be discussed a little later on. So one of the positions I did not mention was my position, Deputy Director of Tourism with responsibility for marketing. Like Marlene mentioned, I spent most of my career in other industries, but I'm a career marketer. And that goes to show you that you can take the traditional as well as the non-traditional path to a very successful career in tourism marketing. For further information, I invite you to check out our social media pages at Visit Jamaica for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Check out our website, visitjamaica.com. And please join our tourism action clubs in many schools across the island. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Glenister, for sharing with us quite a bit of information coming through. I think we have a few questions. I only have enough time to take maybe 2 of those questions, but I also want to say congratulations to Romario Clark, who won the first goodie bag. And his question was, in which parish in Jamaica did tourism start? And the answer, of course, is Portland. So congrats, Romario. And Oshin, can you quickly give Mrs. Glenister the questions that we have for her at this time?
Hi, Ms. Glenister. So the first question comes from Sharice Gordon. Are there any internship opportunities available for this summer, 2021?
Did we lose her? All right. We'll hold those questions. We'll take those questions, and we'll try to get back to you directly with an answer, because I think we just lost Mrs. Glenister. But we're moving right along. We're moving right along. I want to thank her for sharing with us, and I want now to introduce you to another presenter. Now, Matthew Robinson grew up on Walter Fletcher Beach in Montego Bay, where his passion for the sea and food started in his grandmother's restaurant, the Beach Barrel. His love of reading and passion for sports took him to Canada and the United States, where he studied political science. He returned to Jamaica, enrolled in law school, and worked various roles within agencies of the Ministry of National Security. In 2016, Matthew's passion for food and love of Jamaica inspired him to create Jamaica Food Tours Limited, to educate visitors and locals about the authentic Jamaican food and culture. His Jamaica Food Boss persona has over 20 million YouTube views. He has also worked with some of the world's top bloggers. If you know Mark Waynes, you would have probably seen him with him. And guess what? He's also working with a range of YouTubers, bringing Jamaica closer to millions around the world. Matthew is also a director of the Tourism Product Development Company's board. So I want you now to make some virtual noise for Matthew Food Boss Robinson. Over to you, Matthew.
Thank you very much, Marlene, and thank you for having me. I'd like to say hello to all the students, the teachers, my TPDCo family, the guests, panelists that are here. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Matthew,
I'd like to speak to you. Yes.
We want to have you hold it right there, and we're going to just share a little snippet of one of the programs with our listeners, our viewers. Here we go.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What's up, everybody? I'm Matthew Robinson, known as Jamaica Food Boss. Today I have the pleasure of speaking to you about digital marketing, how you can take your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube account and monetize it and probably make a living out of it. And someday your office can be anywhere. You can work from anywhere, anytime. You decide your working hours. Once you have a phone, a camera, anything that you can use to record, office can be anywhere.
Back to you, Matthew. I know you're in Montego Bay today.
Thank you. We're in Montego Bay today. We're about to film, actually, so we're out here. And this is what I'm speaking about, where your office can literally be anywhere. You can blog from any location, anywhere across the island, even from other countries. The opportunities are endless. The world has switched to a digital platform. We're now digital in the digital age. You've heard the Prime Minister speak of a new industrial revolution where it becomes digitizing, and we've seen that platform take flight in many industries, not just tourism. And the digital age is here. It's here to stay. We are hosting this virtually, and it's something that everybody has an opportunity to basically make a living or even start at some point, because you can start at anywhere and it can always build. As you said before, things tend to go viral nowadays, and all it takes is a clip of you giving your passion, doing what you love, putting something on video, explaining it, giving the passion of the country, anything that you want. It could be in the food industry, it could be in the hospitality industry, anywhere in Jamaica. You could show people rivers, you can showcase the sea, the beauty of Jamaica. Our island, I was lucky enough to speak to our tourism minister, and he gave some of the best advice that I could have got. And one of the things that he told me is that tourism is a story. The winner that just did that, I applaud you for knowing Portland, because Portland is where river rafting started. And every time that someone comes to Jamaica, they look for a story. And we try to tell the story of Jamaica. We try to give them an authentic look into Jamaica, how Jamaica is not from the hotel side, but from the people side. Our culture, our food is a huge and vastly important part of Jamaica. It is an industry that is now being tapped in our food and gastronomy industry. And it's something that we're here to highlight, and there are many opportunities out there. What do you need the skill set for this? You need a camera, you need a phone, a good personality, outgoing, love talking to people, a passion for whatever it is that you like, and be able to explain it. Once you have your camera, you can log on to any one of the social media platforms, be it YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and start your account from there. For Facebook and Instagram, they really don't do monetizing directly to your account. What they do is, once you receive a certain following, companies will then ask for you to post their products or host different events that you can monetize. For YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers to a channel. You need 4,000 view hours, meaning that people that watch your channel has to watch for a minimum of 4,000 hours. After that, they'll invite you to be a monetary program member, and you can accept that, and you start making money from posting videos on YouTube just like that. As I said, once you walk around, you have the passion, your office can be anywhere. Today I'm working in Montego Bay. I'm lucky enough to have this view behind me to film some fresh fish and lobster being cooked today. Hopefully that's where you get a plug-in. You can check out YouTube and Jamaica Food Boss on YouTube or jamaicafoodboss.com. This has been lucky enough to spark many other opportunities for me, not just the vlogging itself, but the Jamaica food tours as a whole. The food tour industry came up as a niche market. And now I'm happy to say that we're one of the, if not the main supplier of food tours in Jamaica and almost in the Caribbean. This has sprung from YouTube. All it took was one video going viral. One video made the right link, and then it happened after that. It just snowballed and came into the effect of it. And as I said, the advantages are endless. We're now in a digital age. Everybody is online. Everybody is looking for something to watch. During the whole quarantine, during the lockdown, people were at home streaming videos, looking at stuff. People made a living off of YouTube, Instagram, Facebook during this time. And the opportunities are there. But you do have to have your education intact. I'm not saying that people should come out of school and go straight into vlogging. It's a very hard industry to get into. If you get the right connection or if you get the right hit, your video goes viral, it's good. You still need to have your English. You still need to know different languages, how to communicate with people. Going to school, having a marketing degree or anything like that will be an advantage, will be of advantage to you. There's stuff that I had to learn along the way, how to deal with analytics, the number of target marketing. This is stuff that has also made it easier in the long run though. Having the use of advent of hashtags, how to know how to reach the people that you are trying to reach. All of this can be done through digital marketing, and it's something that I implore everybody to look into. I myself started out, as was said, I went to law school. I did political science in school. I never had dreamed, never imagined I'd ever be in front of a camera. It used to be intimidating to me to actually sit. People look at you sometime when you go in places, when you're just starting, and they're like, this a man, a madman. Him just a talk to a camera. But at the end of the day, you just start to accept it, relax, and say, listen, this is what it is. I'm doing my job. We're trying to put out Jamaica, the best for Jamaica, brand Jamaica, building up different industries within the tourism, especially the gastronomy industry, because everybody in Jamaica has to eat. Everybody eats. Everybody knows about them grandmother cooking, them aunt cooking, them grandfather, or some relative that has cooking. That is tradition. That is what is customary. That is the story that we are looking to tell. How people bring these foods to their plates, how people prepare these foods, and how we can show the world that Jamaica has more to offer. We love our reggae music, we love our culture, we love our people, but we love our food and we love our belly. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Matthew. I'm not sure if we have questions in the chat, but I'm going to ask our chat room monitor to check for us. And of course, we invite our viewers, we invite all the students, the teachers, to ask as many questions as you would like. And especially in this area, which is perhaps a little bit, it's new, but it is certainly trending. And in the case where we have a pandemic, you can just imagine how much more importance can be placed on this area of digital marketing. I think there's one question, and that relates to how much, what is the, you talked about monetizing, you know, your passion. What sort of monies can people earn from this kind of activity if you really decide to take it seriously?
YouTube earner made 26 million US dollars last year. The earner of that is a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid.
How much?
And he made 26 million US dollars off of YouTube last year alone.
Wow.
And he is a 6-year-old child. If you look him up on YouTube, the highest YouTube earner, he's between 6. I think he might have just turned 7. And he makes between 26 to 27 million US dollars a year. So that is at the top end. So you can see that might be the ceiling for now. So the floor is there and the sky's the limit.
Somebody says they're going to start their YouTube channel. Is that what it says? There's somebody online saying, I'm going to start my YouTube channel right away.
I implore you to message me. Let's do a video together when you're ready.
All right. The sky's the limit. Matthew, thank you so much for sharing with us this morning. It really has been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
And I know a lot of persons have the thought, but I like to think that if you don't act on it, it will just be a thought. It'll just be a dream. And so we encourage persons who have that passion, who have the creativity, who are interested in that area to jump right in. Because if you want to enjoy the waters, you've got to jump in. You've got to get wet.
You got to swim.
Yes.
And come.
There's one question.
There's another question. There's a question here before you go, Matthew. Just one quick one. What does it say, Ocean? Quick question. Matthew's on his shoot, so we don't want to keep him too long.
Yeah.
Quick question.
From Livia Campbell. How do you switch from law to tourism?
How do you switch from law to tourism?
When I switched from law to tourism, it was a very difficult switch at the time. What had happened was I just found a passion that I loved. And I thought I loved law. Always growing up, I wanted to be a lawyer. That was my passion. Until I realized that food was the real passion, and then coming home and traveling to places and carrying people. Every time I posted to my Instagram just a food shot of where I was, people would ask, where is this? How do I get there? And it became a snowball effect, and we turned it into a business. So that is how I ended up switching from law to food. I just saw that there was a niche market. There was something that was needed in this industry that there was not.
All right, I think Matthew is breaking up a little bit there. So we're going to just continue. We want to thank him, though, for taking the time out because we know he's having a shoot. He's actually on location in Montego Bay. We want to thank him for taking the time to share with us this morning. Now, if you're not already doing so, please like and follow us. That is TPDCo on our social media channels, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at TPDCoJA. That's at TPDCoJA. And it's now time for some more giveaways. I have my little bag of goodies, and I have some questions here. And make sure you put your answer in the chat right away. In fact, I'm going to give you 2 questions, but one right now and another one later on. This community is known for being the birthplace of reggae music. This community is known for being the birthplace of reggae music. Name it and put your answers right away in the chat. The first correct answer will win another bag of goodies.
We have a winner.
Now, let's see. Many people dream of taking a cruise, but have you ever thought what it would be like to work in the cruise subsector of tourism? Well, today we are blessed with the presence of the cruise manager from Jamaica Vacations at JAMVAC, who will talk to us a little bit about careers in cruise. She joined the JAMVAC team in 2019 with an experienced background in corporate affairs and communication strategy, as well as in law and compliance. So you're seeing there's a lot of varied backgrounds that are coming to this tourism table. Her major strengths include corporate image promotion, brand development, communication strategy, event planning, and project management. Since joining the JAMVAC team, she has been able to apply a wealth of knowledge to expand the cruise portfolio on a digital platform to include the branding of Jamaica cruising, the collection of digital assets for marketing purposes, and the continued strengthening of Jamaica's presence in an international market for cruise. Students, teachers, guests, I give you Miss Trudy Davidson, cruise manager from JAMVAC. Trudy, morning, over to you.
Good morning, Marlene. Thank you. And good morning to the panelists, to everybody participating in this wonderful career fair. I am always a fan of things like this. I don't know if when I was growing up, I had this opportunity. So I'm always willing to share whatever knowledge I have so it can assist you in your career selections.
Great.
So I have prepared it's a PowerPoint, which I don't have screen sharing ability.
Could you give
I can
Trudy's screen sharing ability, please? She has a PowerPoint presentation. And while Trudy is getting her presentation sorted out, let me ask another quick question since I have a couple of bag of goodies. We don't want to lose any time because time is upon us. Which historic town in Jamaica was destroyed by earthquake in 1692? Which historic town in Jamaica was destroyed by earthquake in 1692? Put your answers in the chat as we make way for Trudy Davidson from JAMVAC. Here we go.
All right, here we are. So I just wanted to give you a brief introduction to what JAMVAC does. We are an agency of the Ministry of Tourism, and we have been around since 1978. Our mandate is to create the conditions for accelerating the rate of growth of visitor numbers to Jamaica, and our responsibility is the airlift and cruise portfolio of the Ministry of Tourism. This gives you a little further information on what we do. And our agency is governed by a board of directors, and its current executive director is Mrs. Joy Roberts. Now about cruise, which is my responsibility. There are jobs that you can get in cruise on shore, which is, in Jamaica on land and on ships. Now, JAMVAC has the responsibility of the onshore experience of all visitors to Jamaica. And there are several other responsibilities in ensuring the experience will be optimal. So we provide entertainment on the port to encourage passengers to come on shore and experience our culture. So passengers that haven't selected a tour to go on once they dock here, we also provide entertainment at the port to encourage them to come off and experience our culture. We strategically explore new opportunities for cruise tourism through cruise itinerary development. We market Jamaica as a cruise destination to cruise lines, port operators, and travel agents. We generate interest in Jamaica through new and existing relationships with cruise lines, tour operators, and travel agents. We work closely with PAJ and other local cruise stakeholders such as contract carrier operators, craft vendors, entertainers, and attractions. Now I'm going to break it down, the careers that are on shore and the careers on ship. For example, I am the cruise manager of JAMVAC, which means I am responsible for executing the mandate discussed before. Other professions assist us in executing our mandate as best as possible. So all of the other things that I described, the entertainment on port, for example, you have entertainers, you have entertainment coordinator, disc jockey, MC, steel band performers, performance dancers, fire breathers, servers, the list goes on. This is an example of our entertainers and an on-port experience. There are other agencies that make the cruise industry possible. It is not just JAMVAC. And those include, but are not limited to, the Ports Authority of Jamaica, Urban Development Corporation, tour operators, contract carriage operators, Cruise Council, our sister agencies such as TPDCo, inbound stores, other port vendors. Now the on-ship experience. So you're seeing here an inaugural ceremony that is happening on ship with our minister. And we're going to discuss some on-ship careers. On the ship, you have hospitality, engineering, entertainment. And in order for a cruise line to operate, you have onshore careers as well that assist them, such as itinerary planning, marketing, HR, guest services, shore excursion, casino, IT, photography, medical, retail, and so on. I'm going to show you an example of some of these careers, just so you have a visual. So this is the entertainment on the cruise port, which includes, well, I don't know if that's entertainment, but physical activities as well. This would be the engineering on the cruise ship. And the hospitality on the cruise ship. And some visuals of the entertainment on the port. We always try to engage the visitors so that they can experience our culture. And this includes sampling of some of our island favorites, coffee. A lot of our culture is through our food. So we always try to create an experience on the port where they can experience our food, our culture, dance, music. You know, even if in those 4 to 5 hours that they may be on shore, they would be able to get a taste of what Jamaica is, so they may decide to come back. So as you can see, there are numerous opportunities in the cruise industry. Please feel free to follow us on our social media platforms. Our brand for cruise is called Jamaica Cruising. So our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is at Jamaica Cruising. And if you have any other questions as it relates to cruise, you can reach out to me at info@jamvac.gov.jm.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Davidson. Thank you, Trudy. Thank you for sharing with us. I'm going to just make a quick check to see if we have any questions. And I want to encourage the students to put your questions in the chat. There's no point in having these persons coming in. They're giving of their time. They're experts in their respective fields. They're well experienced, and they're here to answer any question that you may have. So put your questions in the chat so that we can get some quick answers and we can move on. Do we have any questions? Yes, we do have a question for you, Trudy.
Okay.
First question, what if you wish to major in many areas, for instance, tourism, international relations, and marketing? That's a bit.
All right, so traditionally, the degree that was available for tourism was at UTEC, I believe, hospitality and tourism, but you do also have the opportunities at CMU, which is Caribbean Maritime University, to major in cruise shipping, so specifically cruise shipping. But how they set up their degree program is that the first 2 years you are exposed to everything, and then you select your major going onwards from the 2 years. So you are exposed to a lot during those 2 years, and you're certified in a lot of things that you will need in the cruise industry if you do choose to seek a job on the ship. I hope that answers that question.
Right. We do have a few more.
Another question comes from Mario Clark. What is the difference between onshore and on-ship jobs? And is there, from Sean D. Campbell, is there any current or upcoming vacancies for cruise lines? How do we apply?
All right, the difference with an onshore and on-ship job. So onshore is like me, for example. I work in Jamaica in an office, and there are other persons in my office. So we're not a large agency. We are very small, but we do have other careers within our agency. So I only work onshore. The entertainers that I spoke of earlier, they only work on shore. On ship jobs, you only work on ship. So you sail with the ship for its period of time, or if it's a 5-day itinerary, 7-day, and your sole job is on the ship. So if you're in entertainment, your only entertainment is provided on ship. Think of on ship as a hotel, a mobile hotel. Yes. And so everything that you do, hospitality, engineering,
environmental management,
entertainment, it's all on ship.
All of the things, Trudy, all of the various careers that earlier on were spoken about by Conroy Thompson, who was looking at the accommodation subsector, would apply on a cruise, in a cruise situation, because all of those roles are on ship. You know, so whether you're an entertainer, a chef, a butler, somebody who deals with the water sports, because you do have lots of pools and spas and jacuzzis and what have you on the ship. And I mean, it's really a fabulous experience, but it's a lot of hard work as well. So all of those things that Conroy spoke about in the hotel, those jobs are also on a cruise ship.
Right. And the second question, Ocean?
Next one, Ocean.
For persons living in Kingston, what port opportunities are available?
Port opportunities.
Port opportunities.
Okay. Living in Kingston, we do have a port at Port Royal. In terms of port opportunities, so remember I said that there are different agencies that make up the wheel of the cruise industry. So a PAJ, a UDC, even the parish council is an important part of our cruise industry. TPDCo, Destination Assurance Managers. There are a lot of opportunities within that wheel. Specifically on the port, it would be Ports Authority of Jamaica. Trying to see if I am answering the question directly. But in terms of entertainment through us, what we actually do is ensure that we have a wide range of entertainment, because we want to ensure that the community feels the difference in employment. So we don't employ just one group. We want to spread the income across the community, and we do that for every port area. Within Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, Falmouth, we ensure that we rotate our entertainment so persons are being employed.
And there's one final one. Does CMU say that? Ask the question for me, Ocean.
Does CMU offer skill training certification? And a couple of persons are asking, how do they apply for vacant positions on a ship?
A lot of the ships are not sailing right now, so what information we would get would be for the future. Yes, because we know the pandemic has kept a lot of them in port, even though some of them have established their protocols, their COVID-19 protocols, and have actually started to sail again. But over to you, Judy, just to wrap it up.
Yes, so a lot of ships are docked, as Marlene pointed out, and in terms of applications, we actually do refer a lot of persons to the cruise lines because we have a great relationship with them, and they love Jamaicans. They are always asking for more Jamaicans. We really do dominate the world, so they encourage application or recommendations from us. So you can always reach out to us if you do want to apply to our cruise line. You can always also just Google the cruise line. They're pretty straightforward in how to apply. And if you don't know the cruise line names, just Google cruise lines. It will come up. The information is all there online. I'm sorry, I forgot the first question.
I think the first question was answered. It had to do with the CMU offering training, certification in that area, and I think you had alluded to it earlier on.
Right. There are several certifications that they offer in training, basic safety training, ship security awareness, crowd management, and you actually get these certifications through their degree program.
Logistics management and so forth.
Yes.
All right, time is upon us, Trudy. We're going to have to run, but we want to thank you for participating today and for sharing all this information with us. And we know the students would have found it very useful based on the responses and the stuff that's coming in through the chat. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you for having me.
All the very best. And, of course, we are going to move right along. Gastronomy is undoubtedly one of the differentiators of Jamaica's tourism product. There are many mouth-watering options that keep our visitors coming back time and time again. A career in the culinary arts can take you on many rungs of an interesting and fulfilling ladder, which I'm sure our next presenter can tell you all about. Please help me to welcome the youngest chef to rise to the executive position in Jamaica. One who for over 20 years has been revolutionizing Jamaica's cuisine and has won for himself many culinary accolades. He comes to us from Kingston's premier hotel, the Jamaica Pegasus, where his culinary expertise is used to cater to Kingston's top clients and for state and government functions. He led the team that catered to President Barack Obama on his state visit to Jamaica a couple of years ago. He will be doing a demonstration today to get your, get your notepads, and you can quickly jot down perhaps the recipe that he's going to prepare for us. Tourism Youth Expo and Career Fair. Give it up for Executive Chef Mark Cole. And I want to see those reactions coming up on screen. Come on, put your hands together for Executive Chef Mark Cole.
Welcome to the Jamaica Pegasus. My name is Mark Cole. I'm the executive chef of the hotel. Today, I'll be doing a cooking demonstration. Sorry, because of the corona, you guys are not able to see us do this demonstration live. But we're still coming to you from the kitchen of the Pegasus Hotel. So I'm the executive chef of the hotel. Our role and function at the hotel is very huge. It's a lot of responsibility. You have to cover ASAP standards. You have to cover training and development. You have to cover food costs. You have to cover promoting the hotel. You have to cover a variety of stuff. Being a chef is actually fun. You get to meet a lot of people. You get to do a lot of traveling, whether it's locally around the country, or you have to go overseas and represent the country, or do other stuff. I also give you a chance to compete. And also I'm one of the vice president for the Culinary Federation of Jamaica. All right, so today we're gonna be doing a simple dish. Actually, my sous chef Richard put all these ingredients here. So we're doing something simple that if you're at home, you can follow us while we do it. All right, so let me start by adding some seasoning to just some water here, all right? We're gonna be making some pasta. But whenever time I cook, I like to season the water, literally season the water before, add some flavor. Bit of salt, garlic powder. Seems as if I'm making something with pasta. So I have some linguine right here. I'm just gonna put the linguine in the pot and allow it to cook. In the meantime, our pasta is being cooked. We're gonna put together some form of vegetable and stuff that we'll have to put with the pasta. So I have some onions here. I'm gonna do some julienne onions. So here we have some onions and we have some bell peppers here. And a daily routine for us at work. We comes in the morning. Not today for today, it's today for tomorrow. So we normally would just either we're doing menu planning, I'm adding some jerk seasoning to this. I'm just keeping it simple, a little jerk seasoning. A bit of fresh thyme. A bit of crushed garlic. I'm just trying to marinate this meat a bit. Students on a whole, in today's world, you need to have quite a few subjects. You know what I mean? You can master in culinary arts if you want to. You can master in food and beverage. So you can do culinary arts is very wide. So if either you want to do the pastries, or you want to do gourmand, or you want to be a range cook, or if you want to be a full executive chef, then you know you have to do a bit more studies. But one of the main things to do is just to have your maths and English together. Normally when you marinate this chicken, you let it sit for probably 20-30 minutes. Chicken breast is fairly easy to cook. So I'm just gonna grill it off a bit. Under normal circumstances, you just run this noodle under cold water. But because I'm gonna cook with it just right away, just now. We're gonna do it now. I'm not gonna cool it down. So normally after cooking the pasta, you just infuse a little oil so the pasta doesn't stick any at all. All right? All right, so looking at my table here, I see some curry powder. We're gonna add just a bit of curry. I'm gonna allow it to cook slowly but surely. Let's infuse a little bit more fresh thyme. Whenever I do chicken, I always like to squeeze a little lemon in there. So I'm squeezing just a little bit of lime. At the end of the day, is the finished product and how the consumer enjoy the product. So you want to make sure the product is excellent so the consumer is able to return. Once the consumer returns, and that's you start to make a profit. And when you start to make a profit, then you start to get good pay, and the business continues. Now I'm adding a bit of coconut milk. So I'm making crispy kale leaves. And it does take a little bit of time to get crunchy. At the same time, you don't want it to burn or get discolored. Some of the challenges in Jamaica being a chef, the products are very much limited. But like for example, if you're in the States, you have 5 different colors tomato, 5 different kind of cucumber, 5 different kind of yellow squash. So at times, you have to just continue to be creative as a chef in Jamaica. One of the advantages that we really have though as chefs in Jamaica is that we are very, very creative, and Jamaicans on a whole like to season their food properly. So we always have an edge when it comes down to flavor. So we're very, very, very good at seasoning and giving our food good flavor. What I actually made today is a nice curry flavored pasta. All right, and I'm gonna be doing a small presentation for you guys. Just a little, let's not use a spoon. All right, so here's my crispy kale leaf. Just coming across right there. Simple presentation. Now I'm gonna take one of my chicken breasts out. I can do 1 or 2 things. I can present it as it is, but I'm gonna do a nice little thin slice. Just keep the slices together. And then my garlic bread here, just take it down a bit. For presentation purpose. And then a bit more kale leaf, just to give the plate just a little pop. So what we have created today is basically, it's not a jerk chicken, but it's very seasoned with the jerk flavor. So it's a grilled chicken breast with a curry, linguine and vegetables, served with garlic bread, and it is served with a crispy kale leaf. Kale leaf is nicely deep fried and seasoned with salt and pepper and a bit of garlic for flavor. And this is what we present today for you guys at home. Now, as we said earlier, being a chef is fun, being a chef is creative, being a chef, it's one of the, to me, and I'm probably biased by saying this, but it's one of the better careers to choose. It's a very fast growing career. the chefs that is always needed all over the world. I've gone and represent Jamaica all the way in Brussels doing Jamaica 50th celebration. I've gone to the States and compete representing Jamaica. You know, as I said before, I'm now the coach that coach the national team. So the opportunity, being a chef, it's a very huge opportunity. Chefing, it's fun, it's good, it's great, but also it's a lot of work. The hours, you probably work 14, 15 hours a day, but for us and my team, we don't remember the hours because we're in love with what we do. You have the tiers of the kitchen, you have the executive chef, you have the executive sous chef, you have sous chefs that flows, and then you also have Garment J, and you have chef de partie. So it's a scale that goes up. We spoke about salary. The salary range is different, but the sky's the limit. All right. Hope you guys were able to learn something from what we did today. Feel free to contact us at the Jamaica Pegasus. We are more than willing to offer assistance and any form of other training or any other assistance that we can offer. So thanks for coming. See you guys next year. Be safe, stay at home, and avoid COVID.
Okay. The chef is in the house, and that meal looks absolutely delicious. I'm salivating. My mouth is watering just looking at the dish on screen. And the executive chef is actually in the house. Chef Mark Cole, how you do? I believe you're on the Zoom. You're in your office at the Pegasus. And we just want to thank you for sharing that with us. I'm sorry I wasn't there to get a taste of that particular dish, but next time around. We have a couple of questions for you, and we want to just throw them at you as we go through our Youth Expo and Career Fair for 2021. Oshin, what questions do you have? Your questions are frozen?
Computer.
Oh, your computer is frozen. All right. But I do recall one person asking if you could at graduation. Remind me of the question, Oshin. I glimpsed it when I was passing.
All right, so Denita Graham is asking, as a chef de partie in training, are there any internship opportunities available?
Did you hear that, Chef Mark? No, you're muted. Put your on mute. We're seeing your mouth moving, but we're not hearing you.
I did that.
Now we're hearing you. And then we've lost you. Chef Mark, what's happening here?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Go right ahead.
Okay. All right. Just to answer the chef de partie question, we do take training. We do try to develop youngsters from the different schools or different institutions. We just have a process that we use to accommodate this, which is a document that is sent from the institution through to HR, and from there we take it. But it's normally an ongoing situation where we do quite a few people per year, so it's not difficult getting here to do some training as a chef de partie.
Okay. And what does a chef de partie do?
Well, a chef de partie is just a little bit above a line staff. It's where it's like almost like a kitchen supervisor position.
Okay.
And right, so you're a little bit a cut above the rest, so you get some form of responsibility. It's like a team leader.
Okay. All right. Somebody says supervisory level. Any other questions?
Can I apply for an executive chef position immediately after leaving university without experience?
I saw that question come up while I was watching the video, and I was just laughing. No, you can't. No, it is not possible. And the main reason being is that being an executive chef is not about the theoretical part of it. Is, I would say 80% of it has to be practical. And one of the things that it is very important, and we keep leaving it out, is the human resource part of the managing of the kitchen. It is a very critical area. So yes, you're able to cook. Yes, you're able to know some cuisine. Yes, you're able to write some recipes and some menus, and you're able to present the food. but you also have to be able to manage the people that you work with. Just to sit and do an interview with an individual, it's a critical one. Yes, you can't just come out of university and sit and do an interview with someone and think that you're able to say, this is the right person I'm employing. You have to, during that interview process, you have to lean back on your experience, your past experience. What is this? What are you looking for? The technical skills in this person's, the behavior, the attitude. Can this person work well with others? You know, there's a bunch of stuff that you have to look for. So I would not say that coming out fresh from university, yes, you can be an executive chef. No, I don't think so.
All right, Chef. You know, I think we have a couple of other questions in the chat, but we're going to have to throw them to you at another time because we're running out of time, and we do have two other areas that we want to look at. But hey, thank you so much for being with us today, and we will be in touch with you. Thanks again. God bless.
All right, thanks. No problem. Anytime.
All right, Chef Mark. And those persons who put other questions, we will note your questions, and we'll try to get those answers to you directly because we are pressed for time. And we want to get in here a little bit from our representative from the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation. Remember, they're a division of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, and they've been working assiduously to improve certification of tourism professionals across Jamaica. We have with us Dr. Shelly-Ann Whiteley-Clark. She's an experienced and accomplished training consultant with a proven track record of helping thousands of professionals in the hospitality and the tourism industry increase and improve their professional development, customer service delivery, and competency in saving lives through emergency first response skills. Her exceptional blend of vim, vigor, and vitality lead to powerful outcomes. Dr. Shelley is the founder of Customized Training Solutions. It's a customer service-oriented training company for leading hospitality and tourism entities. And Dr. Shelley currently works as the manager, analyst, recruitment, and liaison services at the Tourism Enhancement Fund. Please make her welcome. Let me see some virtual applause for Dr. Shelly-Ann Whiteley-Clark. Dr. Shelley, over to you. We have 10 minutes.
All right, so I will just ensure that...
And I'm not hearing you, Dr. Shelley. I know you're saying something.
Not hearing me?
Ah, we're hearing you now.
Okay. Morning, everyone. So I will try and speak just for 5 minutes so that I can facilitate questions.
Great.
From everyone. Okay, so the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation, as was mentioned, TEF, Tourism Enhancement Fund, is an agency of the Ministry of Tourism. And JCTI, Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation, we're one department within the Tourism Enhancement Fund. And for us at JCTI, our mission, of course, is to enhance Jamaica's competitiveness through the certification and licensure of Jamaicans working in the tourism industry, as well as final year students that are studying tourism, as well as high school students, upper level high school, certification of tutors that are delivering hospitality and tourism, certification in terms of tourism and culinary arts, and to facilitate innovation in the tourism sector. Of course, this is in part based on our human capital development strategy, which is one of the 5 pillars on the sustainable development plans for the Ministry of Tourism. So with regards to the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation, in order for us to accomplish this, then we have several partners. So included in terms of our partners, we have the Heart Trust NSTA. I have to remember that it has changed. And with the Heart Trust NSTA, along with the J. Ray and Nevy Academy, we facilitate certification in bartending. Our international partners, of course, in terms of professional certification, is with the American Hotel and Lodging Educational Institute. I know that Mr. Thompson would have alluded to that earlier when he was talking about professional certifications. And I actually love what the minister said. The minister said in his opening remarks that we would have been taught that education is the key to success. And at JCTI, we're actually changing that as well. And we're also saying that certification is also the key to success. So with the American Hotel and Lodging Educational Institute, they offer certifications both from line level up to executive level. So I know that someone had asked a question in terms of guest services. So some of the courses, professional certifications that are offered, for example, is the certified, in terms of line level programs, we have the guest service gold tourism. We have a certified restaurant server. We have Serve Safe certifications that are offered through the National Restaurants Association. Supervisory level, there's the certified hospitality supervisor. Management level, departmental head level, there's the certified housekeeping executive. Mr. Thompson, I remember when Mrs. Daly was introducing him, he has his CHT, which is a certified hospitality trainer. That's also one of the specialty designations that is offered. One of the main ones I want to talk about is the HTMP, which is the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program. We actually just completed our first pilot of the program that was done in several high schools, which is equivalent to a diploma in hospitality and tourism management. This was offered to sixth form students, and that is in partnership with the Ministry of Education through COS, which is CAUS, the Center of Occupational Studies. So those students, it's a 2-year program. That's the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program. So the students would have completed 2 years. At the end of each year, then they would have completed an examination. And at the end of the program, then they would have gotten, so from our first pilot project, we had 177 high school students who completed and would have received their certificate in hospitality and tourism management. And the purpose of this, as you know, and I think if we have not yet recognized the importance of tourism to our economy, to Jamaica, we would have done so during the pandemic to realize that in terms of tourism, it's not just the direct jobs that are provided, but also the indirect jobs that are provided. So it's not just working in a hotel. So it's not just cruise and hotels. You realize that in terms of entertainment, in terms of the farmers, there are so many lives that are dependent on tourism. So the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program, and I also believe that when Food Boss mentioned that he studied law, but what was interesting is that now he's in his passion. He's promoting Jamaica. That's tourism. So it really doesn't matter when we think of careers in general, ladies and gents, really and truly, even as a lawyer and engineer, they are also linked to tourism, because many hotels, many tourism organizations, for example, will also have their lawyers. So the HTMP program is really to introduce our high school students to tourism. So the first year, we'll just speak about general tourism, you know, the types of hotels, the various departments that are within the hotels. And then, so that is covered, food and beverage management, hotel operations. So throughout the 2-year program. And then, as I mentioned before, at the end, that would be the equivalent of a diploma in hospitality and tourism. So we talk about the whole process of certification is about stackable credentials. We also just started the second pilot in high schools. So I know, for example, one of the high schools, because I saw one of the questions pop up in terms of the HTMP program, it's several parishes. So I know, for example, there's Anchovy High School. There is St. Mary's High, for example. There is Holland High in Trelawney. In terms of the program, there is Iona in the Ocho side. And then these programs are also linked with various community colleges and so the idea is the students, in terms of stackable credentials, do not only complete their HTMP program, But the idea is through the Center of Occupational Studies that they will also get an associate degree in customer service. And then, of course, our other partner, Chef Cole mentioned in terms of from the culinary side, is the American Culinary Federation. And with that, the programs that are offered through the ACF, both for savory and for pastry. So we start from the line level all the way through. So from the basic certified culinarian all the way through to the certified executive chef, from pastry, from the certified pastry culinarian, and this goes all the way up to a certified master pastry chef. So in a nutshell, what we do, ladies and gents, is that you may, when we speak of certification, is that you complete your, whether it's from a high school perspective, in terms of your degrees perspective. However, and we're working, but that does not make you, in terms of certification, you study. What the certification does is that it verifies that you are a master in the particular area that you get certified in. So for example, you may have been working for years as a supervisor. You apply to become a supervisor. Yes, you have the years of experience, but what else do you have in black and white to say, yes, I have mastered being a supervisor? And so then you have the Certified Hospitality Supervisor Program. And of course, the American Hotel and Lodging Association is the major institution internationally recognized in terms of hospitality professional certifications. And I will zip it in case there are any questions.
Okay, Dr. Shelley, thank you very much. I believe there are one or two questions for you, and I'm going to ask Oshin to just quickly pose those questions.
The first question from Sharice Gordon. Are there any event planning or management certification available?
Not through our partner. Well, actually, through our partners, not AHLA, but Heart NSTA actually does has an event planning certification.
Yes. And of course, there are other places that you can get the certification, especially now in COVID times, you can do this online. And one of them that comes to mind is the George Washington University in Washington, D.C. That's a program that I've actually done, and it's a robust program. You can be part resident and part online. It's a mixed modality and a very, very good program to do. That's the George Washington
Just to wrap
University.
up, Marlene, in terms of the designations team, the certifications that we offer for the students that are in college, final year students, one of the certification is actually free for college students.
Great.
For example, like the culinary programs, and then it's discounted for our tourism workers.
All right, so that's some good information coming through. I like free. Sounds good. Any other questions?
There's another.
Yes.
Dean Prince asks, are there certification programs for persons wanting to venture in community tourism and development?
No, not at this time. They usually team certifications, especially professional designations. What that does is that it verifies that you are already in the profession. So any professional certifications, it's actually, you would have to be in that career already. For example, if you're an accountant and you do your CPA, but in order to do that, you must be a practicing accountant.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. For that person, I'd also like to suggest that they make contact with us, because we could probably put them on to our community tourism manager here at TPDCo, who could give them further information on how, training can be accessed and perhaps certification in that area. It's a micro of a much larger area. And so, there might be other steps to take to get to that certification. Shelley, thank you so much. I'm happy you were able to join us this morning. And I know you've been with us from the beginning, so you've been listening through. And we'll talk to you after for some feedback as well on today's Youth Expo and Career Fair 2021. Now, we have just we're almost exhausted our time. We have one final presenter that we can share with you today. We have more in the bag, but we will be running out of time if we do that. But I also have the goodie bags, and I want to give them away. So, quick question. Which agency is responsible for the staging of the Tourism Youth Expo and Career Fair? That's which agency is responsible for the staging of the Tourism Youth Expo and Career Fair. And since we know that that one is going to come very swiftly, that answer is going to come very swiftly, first person to put it in the chat will win a goodie bag. Let me ask you another question that you may have to give a little thought to. And, well, this one is such an easy one. How many resort areas are there in Jamaica? How many resort areas are there in Jamaica? Now, the health and wellness industry is a multi-million-dollar one. How can we cash in on some of these dollars through careers in beauty services? Mrs. Kadia Newman King is the acting director, principal of the Hart College of Beauty Services. She completed her Bachelor of Science degree at the University of Technology, Jamaica, in computing and entrepreneurship. She has a wealth of knowledge as her passion for lifelong learning has led her to garnering professional certifications in corporate governance, supervisory management, and multiple intelligence, just to name a few. She considers herself a true success story, working in the education system for over 12 years. Her determination has propelled her from instructor in entrepreneurship and information technology, senior instructor, head of section, assessment monitoring officer registrar, and now the director principal and a TVET leader. With an all-embracing philosophy that TVET is the hidden gem of the education system and in essence nation building, she believes that Jamaica has taken too long to embrace TVET as a wholesome educational pathway. She prides herself on being a transformational leader and is passionate about inspiring and driving a vision of change, growth, and professional development for members of her team. For this presentation, Mrs. King is joined by her instructor for massage therapy, Mrs. Latoya Williams Reynolds, who holds an Associate of Science degree in sports massage therapy, certificate in Swedish massage therapy, spa therapy, aesthetics, and skincare. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a virtual round of applause for both ladies, Mrs. Kadia Newman King and Mrs. Latoya Williams Reynolds.
All right, good morning, everyone. Hi. Good morning, Marlene. Thanks for having us.
Mrs. King, we're going to ask you to allow us to play your demonstration first, and then we're going to throw to you for as many questions as we can facilitate. Morning, Ms. Latoya. I see you in the background there.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, let's take a look.
Hi, I am Latoya Williams Reynolds. I am an instructor at the Hart College of Beauty Services, which is located at 10 Hope Road, Kingston 10. Today, I'll be telling you a little about the program that we offer in massage therapy. For the massage therapy program, it consists of massage therapy level 3 up to massage therapy level 4. So it's including of body scrubs, body wrap, paraffin, using of electrical equipment. But today, I'll be doing a demonstration on hot stone massage. The minimum requirement for entering into the massage therapy program is one CXC subject. If not, there is an entry-level examination that you will be required to sit in order to get into the program. Upon completion of the level 3 program, then you can advance to the massage therapy level 4. So based on the COVID pandemic that we're now faced with, classes will be held by a blended approach. So all the theory classes will be conducted online. Practicals will be done face-to-face in small sizes, adhering to the COVID protocol.
Hi everyone, my name is Kadia King-Newman, the Director Principal here at the Hart College of Beauty Services. Behind me you will see one of my instructors demonstrating stone massage, which forms a part of our massage therapy program. We also offer spa therapy, nail technology, barbering, professional makeup artistry, along with other short courses and customized certification courses. At the Hart College of Beauty Services, we also operate a salon and spa that is open to the public. And one thing that you should note, the workers that you will see, the operators in the salon, are actual graduates of all the Hart programs. When you complete these courses, you're able to apply for jobs at any spa. That could be a standalone spa or at a hotel. You are able to also create employment for yourself and others by going into business. In terms of payment, you determine your payment as an entrepreneur. When you are employed, that payment will be discussed along with your employer. Why enroll at Hart? Come to Hart College of Beauty Services to learn more about the beauty services field. Learn how to operate a spa, learn how to operate within a spa environment, learn how to communicate with your clients, learn how to create a business plan. The courses are advanced and they're all encompassing, so you will not only learn skill, but you will learn communication, math, data entry, among others. How do you apply? To apply to our courses, you will type apply.hart-nta.org, look for the institution, which is Hart College of Beauty Services, and you will see the wide range of courses that we offer.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Mrs. King. And now we're going to bring you back into the picture. If there's any icing you want to put on the cake, and if there are any questions coming through from our young participants, of course we have teachers online as well. I see a little question coming up on the screen. I can't see it very well from here. Ocean?
Someone asked, his name is Nathan Blue. What's the salary like? And I'm guessing it's for the massage therapy instructor. What's the salary like?
That's variable.
He's asking about the salary for the instructor or in
no,
the
not for
field
the instructor.
of massage?
I think it would be the field of massage therapy. But just to say that there is a job there for somebody who could also be an instructor. So, you know, there are different layers of the industry, so many linked areas.
All right, so as you would know, a teacher's salary would be dictated by the Ministry of Education, right? But in terms of massage therapy, the skill itself to become a masseuse, that salary, the range would be between maybe, we're going to use US dollars here. You can have a range between 8 to maybe 15 US per hour.
Does that answer the question? I certainly hope so. And I saw another question coming in.
Romario wants to know, what is the criteria for studying makeup at Hart?
All right, for all programs, for all beginner programs, you're required to have at least one subject, which can be at the CXC, the GCE level. We also accept SSC for the more mature persons who would have done that. If you are not in possession of any qualifications, then you would be required to sit our entrance level test, which is pitched at the grade 9 level.
Okay.
Another one. How do you proceed with physical contact and the COVID restriction?
All right. Because of the pandemic, what we have done for our classes is we have resorted to putting our theoretical classes online. We have a platform that we use by the name of Moodle. For the practical sessions, we do those face-to-face, bearing all of the protocols in mind. So we operate with small groups, and of course, persons are required to wear their mask. There are hand sanitizing stations located all across the compound. At the entrance to every classroom, there is one. And before the instructor begins, each trainee or student is required to sanitize prior to the start of any class.
All right. I think there was one other question, and that will be our last question for today.
From Gabrielle, are there any current opportunities for upper school students who would like to partake in the courses that you offer?
All right, just to say that HEART doesn't operate like the typical high school system. So we operate all year round. As a matter of fact, we're currently recruiting for a spa therapy level 3 program, a massage therapy level 3 program, and a barbering level 3 program. And these programs will begin the Monday after the Easter holidays. So if you are interested, you can go to the website that was indicated in the video, that is apply.heart-nta.org, and you can select those programs and apply.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mrs. King. It has been a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
And I want to thank your massage instructor, Latoya, as well, for sharing with us. We have run out of time and we're going to have to go. But just before we do that, I must share with you a little snippet from our bar supervisor, Mr. Gossett Brown Jr. And the next time we do this, we're going to be sure to start off with Gossett, because we've had to leave him out for today. But for the next time around, I can guarantee you he'll be on. So let's hear from Gossett Brown.
Hello everyone, I'm Gossett Brown here at the Rock House. I'm bar supervisor of the Pushcart Rum Bar and the Rock House restaurant. Alright, so today I'll be making a Bob Marley shot. So we're going to start off with our 2-ounce shot glass, a jigger, and just a few other bar equipment like a spoon and a half, a shaker. We're going to start with 1/3 of an ounce of some strawberry syrup, or grenadine if you can find it. So I've already had my creme de menthe prepped, and we're going to go ahead and use the back of a spoon to layer our creme de menthe on top. I'm going to slowly pour that so it creates the top layer. There we go. And now, our finishing touch. We're going to be adding a little bit of creme de banana with a little bit of overproof rum, just to make sure it's nice and light. And we're going to slowly pour that as well on top of our second layer, creating the third. Here we go. And here we have our Bob Marley shot. Please remember to drink and socialize responsibly.
Okay, thank you so much, Gossett. Just giving a little teaser to that presentation. And we hope that when we do this again, you'll be able to join us to give us even more information. Let me just say congratulations to those persons who have won prizes. We have Yannick Brown winning for the question, which agency of the Ministry of Tourism is responsible for the marketing of Jamaica? And as you know, it's the Jamaica Tourist Board. So congrats, Yannick. Also, this community is known for being the birthplace of reggae music. Name it. Naomi Blake, congratulations. You said Trench Town. And which historic town in Jamaica was destroyed by earthquake in 1692? Taliba Simpson said Port Royal, and that is indeed correct. And of course, congratulations as well to Adrian Allen, who said 6 for the question, how many resort areas are in Jamaica? And the final question for you today, what is the new marketing tagline for Destination Jamaica? What is the new marketing tagline for Destination Jamaica? Put it in the chat and you'll win yourself a basket of goodies. And students, teachers, participants, I have one more thing to ask of you before I go. And that is for you to participate in a poll which we're about to launch. It'll take just about a minute. We value your feedback and we hope to use your responses to these questions to inform us for the next Tourism Youth Expo and Career Fair staged by the Tourism Product Development Company Limited. So Mr. Zoom Master, can you put that poll up so that we can just get a quick minute, take a quick minute to answer the questions for, so that we can use later on. It's very, very important feedback. Mr. Zoom Master. I see we have a winner for the last question. Okay, so let me just give that in the meantime as they get ready for that poll. Is this Meshikia? I'm not too sure. I think it's Meshikia Carr. Meshikia Carr. And Meshikia gave the correct answer for the new marketing tagline for Destination Jamaica, the heartbeat of the world. All right, thank you so much. And are we ready with our poll? No, we're not getting our poll this morning. We needed to get feedback. All right, we invite you to put your feedback in the chat and just say what you liked, what would you like next time around in terms of any specific area that you'd like for us to discuss. And overall, generally, from the technical perspective and from the overall content and delivery of the program this morning, just write us a little note to tell us what you thought of it. All right. That's it. We're not going to be having our poll. Yes. All right. We hope the time spent has been useful, and we thank you all, our distinguished presenters who took the time, our teachers, our students, our colleagues for attending. Thanks to the Jamaica Information Service crew for facilitating this live streaming, to Essie Garden of the Jamaica Tourist Board for her input on our committee, and of course to the corporate communications team, Renee and Oshin and Deborah and Catherine, who really all put together some hard work for making this first virtual TPDCo Tourism Youth Expo and Career Fair a reality. Despite the pandemic, tourism is the lifeblood of our nation, and we look forward to building back even stronger with you as part of the industry of the future. You may not choose this journey, but whatever you choose, remember Jamaica needs your talents and skills to advance in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and to play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Like and follow us on our social media pages at TPDCoJA. God bless you. And please remember to physically distance yourselves, avoid crowds, wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize, and stay COVID-19 free for you and for me. Good afternoon, and God bless you.
Jamaicans, let us unite and treat our visitors right. Show them our beautiful Jamaican vibes. Create hospitality when them arrive. Greet them with a warm, warm Jamaican smile. Teach them how to swag with culture and style. Help them to get around, but to give them space to mix and a mingle all over the place. Talk and laugh and dance with them. That will make them come back again. Come on, Team Jamaica. Go make we do it, Team Jamaica. Come on, Team Jamaica. Treat our visitors right, they are our friends.
A message from TPDCo.
YouTube earner made 26 million US dollars last year. The earner of that